Welcome to the SimpleWAN Wholesale Technical Training. We're going to be going over several things today. First and foremost, we're going to go over the SimpleWAN website. Wholesale with SimpleWAN is 100% do-it-yourself. However, you are not alone. We are here for you in email. We are here for you in chat. I'll show you how to do that. And if you have premium support, which is an add-on billable service, we are available through phone as well. When we're going through this, if you decide that you do not have the resources to be able to build and configure firewalls and routers and whatnot, we do have another channel called the retail channel. In the retail channel, it is not 100% do-it-yourself. It is 100% SimpleWAN supported. So we are the MSP. We are doing absolutely everything for your customer, from site setups to configurations to troubleshooting and diagnostics and whatnot. If you are a reseller that is all doing it yourself 100%, you're going through wholesale, this is where we're going to find information. First and foremost, this is the front page of SimpleWAN.com. When you go into support, if you do not have premium support or you just want to talk to somebody real quick to troubleshoot a site or whatnot, very, very simple. Go down here to the bottom left corner, click on Chat with Us, and you will get direct line into SimpleWAN support chat. SimpleWAN support chat will have a support representative online. They will be checking for multiple things when they're troubleshooting and diagnosing for you. They will be checking, 1, to make sure the device is powered up, 2, to make sure that the dashboard is active, and 3, is the SimpleWAN device passing traffic. Anything other and over that is not a SimpleWAN issue. They will not teach you how to create IPsec tunnels from a SimpleWAN to a Juniper, a Checkpoint, or a Cisco. We know our support team knows SimpleWAN. They do not know other products out there. So they will be checking for those 3 things. Anything over and above that, usually if you do not have the resources, you probably have to contact a third-party network architect to help you build your sites. So that is the online chat. You can also email. Email response SLA is a 48-hour SLA. If you send an email to support@simplewan.com, within 48 hours they will respond. In the SimpleWAN website, you're also going to see front page, products, benefits, how do I buy, how do I become a partner, about the company, but in most important cases here, support. Being that wholesale is a 100% do-it-yourself product, we have to give you something, and we do. We give you all the support documentation required. If I click on support and go to support documentation, this is where I'm going to find out how do I do things. How do I set up sites? How do I create VPN tunnels? How do I do failover? Stuff like that. It is very, very simple to use. I know in cases where something has gone wrong or connectivity is lost or whatnot, we get panicky as integrators, and we just want to pick up the phone and call somebody. However, to make it easier for you, all I have to do is type in what I'm looking for, and it's going to tell me exactly, step by step, how I do certain things in certain scenarios. It's also going to give us screenshots so we know exactly where in the dashboard we need to go to build these configurations. Very intuitive, very, very easy to use. Again, wholesale is 100% do-it-yourself, but it's also self-supported, which means you have SimpleWAN to come into, and I can find all the documents that pertain to my specific site. Again, if you need to pick up the phone and talk to a SimpleWAN support rep, you must have a 4-digit PIN number that will be on the front of your dashboard, and that will allow you to pick up the phone and call us. But you must have premium support activated on all of your units. So the next phase of this training is I'm going to hand it over to Kyle Todd, our lead technician, and he's going to go over the SimpleWAN dashboard. He's going to go over site creation. He's going to go over how do I get my reseller and NFR? How do I tag it as an NFR so it's not billable? How do I set up my sites? How do I configure my firewall, and so forth? So Kyle, I just sent the screen and the presentation over to you. If you can get into it, I'm going to mute my line for now in case I have any static or background. But please, integrators, VARs, resellers, whoever you are that are buying through wholesale, please pay attention to this. This is getting recorded. I will be sending these recordings out. Make sure your technicians have these. This is going to save you tons of time and aggravation if you simply just know where to go to get the information. That being said, Kyle Todd, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Perfect, Josh. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. All right, guys. So first thing we're going to be going over here is kind of the process of, from distributor when you're setting up a new reseller. Kind of what the process is involved with that. Scheduling that time with our support desk, creating credentials, and then obviously going forward with the actual full setup and things like that. We're going to be going over account creation as well as site creation, as well as a little bit about the device itself. We have a static IP, and also kind of what needs to take place with the modems. We're going to be taking it very high level here today. We're not going to be getting down to the nitty-gritty of things. But first, kind of starting off here, the first thing, say you're a disti. We're going to be bringing a new reseller online. Obviously, you need to log into your disti account, go to that reseller section, drop down here, and go through the process of adding that little reseller from this section here. Now, for security reasons, I can't actually add resellers, obviously a way of locking us out, but you guys will have the full process. It's very similar to any user information that you would input, so first name, last name, email address, company contact info, things of that sort. Once that's been created, that email address will be emailed with a temporary password. You can go ahead and get logged in from there. What the next steps are is that reseller now needs to reach out to our support desk. Our support desk will schedule a time with them in order to get things set up, bring that SimpleWAN device up and online, and obviously give them a full experience in through the dashboard and where things live, and again, a very basic kind of setup and overview of that dashboard configuration from that standpoint. Once a reseller has been created, that time schedule, first thing they'll do, obviously, when they call in is we're going to go ahead and start with an account. As you can see, when they log in, this is what they will see, which is nothing. Our support technicians will lead them through the process of first creating that account. So we'll go ahead and create one now. Go ahead and give this our test demo. Give it a main phone number. An address of where that device is actually going to be located at. Go ahead and select this. Account status is open. Reseller account that you want to put that under. So this is going to go under, if it is the reseller, this will auto select to theirs. So there's nothing that needs to be done there. For this purposes here, I'm going to go ahead and put this under a specific reseller. And then name the account name that you want. We'll go ahead and hit save. At that point, you'll be loaded back on an authorized user always. At this point, this account has been created now. And as you can see, it is going to be a blank account. All of your information, account name, so company name, any address information, as well as obviously how to, authorize support for the specific site. If you do have paid support for the specific location here as well. From a snapshot, you'll be able to see the site's reachable, average jitter, average latency, and everything that you're used to seeing with a SimpleWAN kind of account overview here. As we scroll down, the next step we'll go ahead and lead them through the process is actually joining that specific SimpleWAN device to this account. From here, what we'll go ahead and do is get the site name set up here. From there, we'll go ahead and punch in any MAC address information that we'll also need to input here. So for site name, again, we'll stick with the tone here. We'll go with test demo, a description of the site, full address of where this device is going to be located. We'll go ahead and put in our information here. The hardware version of that device, of the server pop, this will actually automatically choose to your closest location. Obviously, for East Coast, you want to go ahead and select our AWS East instance. If it is going to be West Coast, you want to go ahead and select our California instance there. Basically, after that, we'll have any billable features as well. The things such as WAN failover. Since this is going to be an NFR, typically what we do is enable all of these. We'll go ahead and give them the full experience of utilizing the SimpleWAN device. Basically, again, WAN failover, content filtering, cybersecurity, unify ubiquity, and also the controller version from there. Then lastly, we'll go ahead and select the NFR option directly from there. One more piece to input there is going to be the actual MAC address of the SimpleWAN device that we're going to be installing. So we'll go ahead. This is found on the barcode backside of the SimpleWAN device and or the box that the device actually ships in. From here, we'll go ahead and throw one in. We'll go ahead and hit save here. we hit save, it'll again load us back into this account here. We can see our account listing. We can now see that some information is updated. We have 0 out of 1 sites that are online. And as we scroll down, we can see the specific site that we're looking at as well, the site that we just created. Once we get in here, this is where the fun happens. Obviously, again, this is where your bandwidth is going to be showing IP address, uptime, sync times, check-in times, and any of the account listings below. MOS score rating, latency, jitter, ISP SLA, packet loss. Since we haven't installed the device, obviously it believes it is offline right now. CPU and memory utilization, as well as case temperature, are all things that are viewable directly from here, as well as the activated features on the site. Host breakdown, service breakdown, again, typical of what you would see in the account here. The next steps of what needs to happen are more kind of locally on the device here. So again, what we need to do is that most all configuration done with the SimpleWAN device is done through our dashboard with the exception of WAN information. You have a static IP address, PPPoE information, or you're attempting to utilize a 4G LTE hotspot. At that point, you'll need to go ahead and actually locally get into the device and set that information from the static screen. Basic steps for this are power on the device, connect the LAN, L-A-N, to a laptop from that SimpleWAN device, and from there, wait until your computer receives an IP address, and then at that point, go to the default gateway that the IP hands out. From there, you should be presented with a SimpleWAN No Internet page and a drop-down menu selecting the WAN type, whether DHCP, static, PPPoE, and or any of the 4G variants that we offer. Go ahead and input that information, hit save, and then from there, what you'll want to do is verify that your modem is in a full bridge mode. It's also a good idea to also power cycle that modem to clear out any ARP caching. After that time period, we'll go ahead and connect up the device. And from there, what you're looking for is the normal boot process. Boot process and light indication on the device, the LEDs, are indicated on the unboxing flyer within the SimpleWAN device. From there, what you should see as the device starts to come online is a IP address associated to the site. Also indicate if there's a firmware upgrade with that device, and the sync times will also reset here. Secondly, from there, the thing that we'll be looking for is a speed test. A speed test runs every time the device is booted. So whether you reboot the device and or the first time you boot the device, it will run a speed test. The speed test is the last part of the boot process. And during this process, you may experience intermittent internet connectivity from your LAN device that is connected through the SimpleWAN. At that point, what it's indicating is we're locking out interfaces to isolate the true streaming speed of that connection, both in upload and download. After that device has been fully booted and a speed test run, my typical rule of thumb is I'd like to reboot the device one more time. This will initiate any upgrades that need to happen as far as firmware, and it'll also allow us to calibrate that internet connection for a second time. At that period, verify and guarantee that we are obviously getting the speed that we're getting, that we're paying for. If there's any large fluctuations, if you speed test the first time at 50 megs up, 50 megs down, the second time you speed test, you come in at 10 up, 10 down. Obviously, at that point, it's cause for investigation. Since most times here we're going to be installing, will either be new circuits and or problem circuits, it's a good idea to obviously get a good understanding of kind of what's happening on the site. So also after this, typically what we suggest customers utilize is the 48-hour intensive latency test. This will run, send 10 ICMP pings every 30 seconds to the WAN IP. And at that time period, we'll show you very granular results on latency and packet loss on this connection for the last 24, and last 48 hours on the site. After this has been completed, the site is up and online, and from there, you're just waiting for check-in information. Obviously, at the end of the day, what you're looking for is a site very similar to this. You can see bandwidth utilization for the past 30 days of the site, MOS scoring, latency, jitter, ISP SLA, packet loss, CPU and memory utilization, the ISP that is currently being utilized on this site, if there's any outages within that area of other SimpleWAN devices utilizing the same ISP as you, and then a case temperature. Service breakdowns, host breakdowns, again, that information is flowing through the site here. And then any ARP table entries as well that we would typically have. So connected devices going out to the internet here. Again, all useful information, but again, we need the site to be online in order for us to pull this. Once this has been completed, the site is fully up and online, and we encourage customers to go through the dashboard, poking around at each of the sections, as well as consulting the support.simplewan.com support page. Any of the articles in there. As far as the site setup, once this has been completed, you're up and ready to go. I'll send it back to you at this time, Josh.
Thank you very much, Kyle. That didn't take very long at all. As everybody can see, it is very, very simple to set these sites up. Again, don't let it scare you. Make sure that you watch these recordings over and over. Make sure you get them to all your technicians. And definitely make sure you refer to the documentation on the SimpleWAN support site. As always, we're here on email and chat, and again, with a phone call with added-on premium support. And as always, we are omni-channel here, which means you can go through Wholesale and be a do-it-yourselfer, or you can go through retail and have SimpleWAN do absolutely everything for you. Please reach out to any of your channel managers for more details. Thank you very much. Bye now.